How are you?
I'm great. How about you?
Good. I'm good, thank you. So my name is Mr. Rick, and I am your teacher. That I'm sure Mrs. Ha has told you all about me. So welcome to class. Nice to meet you. Okay,
Nice.
so Dr. Nia is staying in this class, Mrs. Ha?
Didier, how about you?
Yeah, I think I'm still staying. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Fine. Yes. Okay.
Of course. Okay. Before we start, anything you'd like to say, Mrs. Ha? Otherwise,
no,
I will ask Kang Ling a few questions.
Thank you so much, teacher. That's enough. Okay.
Okay, Kang Ling, just tell me a little bit about yourself, please. So first of all, how old are you?
17 years old now.
You're 17. Okay. And you have a mother and father, Kang Ling?
Yes, of course.
Of course. Oh, some people don't. Some people don't. Okay. And what do your parents do? What are their jobs?
My dad is a customer and my mom is a teacher.
Okay, so your dad is a custom, you mean like immigration, something like that?
Yes, something like that.
Oh, okay, so you mean, actually, I think Mrs. Ha told me about this. So your dad is at the border when people come from overseas. Okay.
Yes.
They see customs. And what does your mum teach?
My mom teach physics and math.
Sorry, physics, did you say?
Yes, physics and math.
Physics and maths. Okay.
Yes.
And do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes, I have a little brother.
One brother, yeah. Younger or older?
Younger.
Yeah. How old is he?
Now he is 9 years old, I guess so.
Okay. Okay. And what school do you go to, Kang Ling?
I go to Juvenile High School for Gifted in
Okay. You go to Juvenile.
Yes.
Okay. And what are your favorite subjects?
My favorite subject, maybe English.
English. Okay. Do you have another one?
Maybe no.
Just English. English is your favorite subject. Okay. And what do you want to do when you finish high school? What is your plan?
Actually, I just have a plan that go to university.
Yes.
And do what I like there.
Yeah. What do you want to study at university?
I don't have any plan about that.
You're not sure yet.
Yes.
Okay, but you want to go to university when you finish high school.
Of course.
Okay. Okay. That's great. That's all I need to know for the moment. Thank you very much. So again, welcome to class. It's nice to have you. Now, do you have any questions for me before we start?
No.
Okay, so what we're going to be doing, we will, after I've finished the first part of the class, we're going to be doing some writing. And this is writing that the other students have been practicing already. So, but I'm sure you will pick it up. I will help you with this too. I will explain more when it comes to that.
Thank you.
Do you have any question for me?
No.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, so I can see Duk Nia. Hello, Viet An.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Viet An?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. Good. That's great. Good. I can see you. That's great. Hello, Bao Lin.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Bao Lin?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. I can see you fine. Hello, Viet An. Hello, Viet An. Can you hear me?
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, good. I can see you. Hello, Trami.
Hi, teacher.
How are you, Trami?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
I'm good, thank you. What is the temperature in Hanoi today, Trami?
It's about 20 degrees. I think so.
20. Wow,
Yes.
so it's got warmer. It's warmer now. Warmer
No,
than
but
last week.
It's rain cat and dog outside.
Oh, very good use of idiom. Raining cats and dogs outside. Okay, raining very heavily. Does it flood sometimes in Hanoi, Trami? Do you get flooding?
Yes, I often get flood.
No, I
Okay.
don't think so. Hardly. Hardly.
Hardly.
Yes. No, no, not so often.
Not so often.
Yes.
Okay. Not so often. Yeah.
Only in the centers of Vietnam.
Okay. So not in Hanoi. So
Okay.
what I mean, Trami, when I say do you get flooding often, I mean do the streets of Hanoi fill with water? That's what I mean. So
Yes.
Mrs. Ha says no, that doesn't happen very often. Okay, I'm glad about that. Okay, hello Fung Ni, how are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm good, thank you.
Good, glad to hear it. Hello Anji,
Hello, teacher.
how are you Anji?
I'm very good.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, we will get started shortly. Only one or two more students to come. Before we start, we have a new student joining us today, Kang Ling, who goes to Juvenile School. So welcome to the class, Kang Ling. So Kang Ling will be joining us from now on. And I can see that Jia Ling is joining us. I will just wait for her to join, to connect. Hello, Jia Ling, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, how are you today, Jia Ling?
I'm good.
Good. All right. Anything you want to say to the class, Mrs. Ha, before we start?
No, no one says anything. Let's
Okay.
start.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Ha. All right, everyone. So I will share our program with you for this morning. Okay. I'm going to save our speaking until the second part of the lesson today. We're going to be spending maybe half the lesson on our speaking. So I will save the speaking until then. So before we do that, we will finish off doing the detail section of the graph that we were working on last week, which I'm sure you remember. And we're going to start with our usual test and also our fun phrase of the week. Duknia.
Yes, okay.
Hello, Duknia. Can you please read for me this week's fun phrase?
One phrase of the week, not out of the words, informal. If something or someone is not out the wood yet, they are still having difficulties or problems.
For example,
the nation's economy is not out of the woods yet.
Okay, thank you, Duknia. That's good reading. So this is a very common phrase in English, out of the woods or not out of the woods. If you hear someone talking about not out of the woods, it means they are having some difficulty or problem with something. Okay, woods, by the way, you're probably thinking, what does woods mean? Woods means the same as forest. It is a synonym for forest, a synonym for a lot of trees together. So woods or forest mean the same thing. So being stuck in the forest or being stuck in the woods and being lost there is not a good thing. So this is where this phrase has come from. So if you hear someone saying they are stuck in the woods or they are not out of the woods yet, it means they are stuck with some problem. And this, like I was saying, is a very common phrase in English that you will hear people talking about informally. It's an informal expression. But as I'm sure you have in Vietnamese, a lot of people talk using informal expressions, not just formal expressions. So instead of saying, the country is in economic trouble, you might hear someone say, the country is not out of the woods yet. It means the country has some problem. Are there any questions about that? Okay, that is this week's fun phrase, not out of the woods. Bao Ling.
Yes.
Can you remember, so food coma was last week's fun phrase. Can you remember what a food coma is?
I don't really remember.
You don't remember. Okay, Viet An, can you remember?
Sorry, I can't remember.
Okay, Tra Mi.
I think it's if you eat something too much, you will
Correct.
the food coma.
Correct. Very good. Okay, that's exactly what it is. Thank you, Tra Mi. So everyone, I will check these with you each week just to make sure they are in your memory somewhere. But if someone talks to you about being in a food coma, it's an informal way of saying they have eaten too much and they are feeling either really sleepy because they've eaten too much, or they are feeling a little bit sick and they need to lie down. So someone might say to you, for example, oh, last night at the birthday party, I ate so much, I was in a food coma. Okay, means I felt sick or sleepy from eating so much. So that's what food coma means. And so this week's fun phrase is out of the woods. Out of the woods. If you are stuck in the woods, it means you are in trouble. It's a formal way of saying you or someone or even the country is in trouble if you are stuck in the woods. Okay, so quick word challenge. Which version of these sayings is correct? Please just take a minute to read each of these sentences, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and work out which one of these phrases is correct. I will ask each of you in turn, which one of these are common English phrases? Okay, again, they are mostly informal, but they are very useful to know when you are speaking English with a foreigner or an English-speaking person. Okay, Fung Ni.
I'm here.
Okay, can you read number 1? Just read the whole thing.
Goods or socks. Work your goods out or work your socks out.
Okay, good reading. Thank you. Okay, so this word here is actually pronounced guts, not goods. Guts. All right. Guts is a slang word for what is inside this part of your body. Okay. This is an English slang word for inside here is called your guts. Very slang, very informal. There are a lot of phrases in English that use the word guts in them. I will explain a little bit more about this in another lesson, but it's good actually that you know this word, guts, because like I say, there are a lot of uses of this word in English. So the phrases are, which one is correct? Work your guts out or work your socks out. Anji, okay, Anji, which phrase is correct? Guts or socks? Guts
I
or
think
socks?
it's guts.
Okay, Jialing, guts or socks?
I think it's socks.
Okay, Duknia, guts or socks?
I think it's guts.
Okay, Kang Ling. Hello, Kang Ling.
I'm here.
Okay,
Maybe.
Kang Ling. Guts
Shock.
or socks? Which phrase is correct?
Shock.
You think socks?
Yes.
Okay. Bao Ling.
I think it's guts.
Guts. Okay. Viet An.
I think it guts.
Guts. Tra Mi.
I think it's guts too.
Okay. And Phung Ni.
I think it's sock.
Socks. Okay. The correct answer, everyone, is guts. Work your guts out. Work your guts out is the correct phrase. There is one using socks. The one using socks is actually work your socks off. All right. Both these phrases are informal ways of saying that I am working really, really hard. I am working my guts out, or I'm working my socks off. Work your guts out or work your socks out. Okay, they are both phrases that mean you are working really, really hard. Again, they are both informal or idiomatic phrases, but you will hear them a lot in conversation. So why I am telling you all these, of course, is that when you get into conversation with someone who speaks English as their first language, they will use phrases like this a lot. And it's probably not always the sort of phrase you will learn in your school lessons. Okay, so number one is work your guts out. Kang Ling. Kang Ling.
Yes.
Can you read number 2 for me, please? Read the whole sentence.
The red or white? A white elephant or a red elephant?
Okay, I will explain the meaning to you very shortly for those of you who don't know. But in the meantime, Kang Ling, is it white or red? Which phrase is correct?
White elephant, I think so.
Okay, Bao Ling.
I think white elephant too.
Okay, Viet An.
I think white elephant.
Okay, Tra Mi.
I choose white.
Okay, Phung Ni, which one?
I choose white elephant.
Anji.
I choose white elephant too.
Ja Ling.
I choose white.
And Duc Nia.
I think I choose the white elephant.
Okay. All right. Everyone is 100% correct. Very good. It is a white elephant, not a red elephant. A white elephant, some of you might have heard this, a white elephant is something that is usually a thing that is very big, but not useful. Not useful. Something that's really big, but not useful. People often talk about being given a white elephant as a gift. This comes from a true story, by the way. A white elephant, is a very impressive gift to receive, to get. But once you've got the white elephant, what do you do with it? Okay, so it's actually not very useful, especially if you live in an apartment, okay, or you don't live in a palace. So there's a true story about this, about someone who got given a white elephant as a gift in India by someone very important. And the white elephant, of course, is very expensive. So it's a very expensive gift, but you can't do anything with it. What do you use a white elephant for? So a white elephant has come to mean anything that maybe is big and maybe expensive, okay, but is useless. You can't actually use it for anything to help you with day-to-day life. So that's what a white elephant is. And again, this is a common phrase in English. All right, number 3, Bao Ling. Bao Ling.
Cry a lot. Cry your eyes out a lot. Your eyes out.
Okay, which one, Bao Ling?
I think it's cry your eye out.
Okay, Viet An.
I think cry your eye out.
Okay, try me.
I choose cry your eyes out.
Okay, Phung Ni,
I choose cry your eye out too.
Anji,
I think it's cry your eyes out.
okay, Zhaling,
It's cry your eyes out.
Duk Nia,
I choose cry your eyes out.
okay, and Kang Ling,
Yeah, I think it's cry your eye out too.
okay, everyone chose cry, and again, you're 100% correct. It is cry your eyes out, not laugh your eyes out. That was an easy one. Okay, maybe this one, not so easy. Viet An, can you read number 4, please?
Hit or miss the jackpot or hit the jackpot.
Okay, before we start, jackpot, by the way, is another word for a prize. A prize. So a jackpot is a prize. The name jackpot comes from card games. Quite often when you might have seen card games where everyone puts their money in the middle of the table when people are playing cards, that pile of money is often called the jackpot. Okay, so that's the prize. And jackpot has come to mean a prize of any sort in English. Okay, so Viet An, miss or hit?
I think hit the jackpot.
Okay, Trami,
I think it's a jackpot.
Phung Ni,
I choose hit the jackpot.
Anji,
I think it's hit the jackpot.
Zhaling,
I choose hit.
Duk Nia,
I choose hit the jackpot.
Kang Ling,
I choose hit the jackpot too.
Bao Ling.
I choose hit the jackpot.
Okay, again, 100% correct. Well done, everyone. It is hit the jackpot. Okay, hit the jackpot is another way of saying I won the prize. I hit the jackpot. Okay, and you can say that about anything that you win. It doesn't have to be any sort of game like cards or gambling, can be anything. You could even say it in relation to you are studying for a test at school, but you are not sure what the question in the test is going to be. So you study very hard for one particular question. And if that question happens to come up in the test, you can say, oh, I hit the jackpot in the test. Okay, the subject that I studied for, the topic I studied, it came up as the question. I hit the jackpot. So it means you win. Hit the jackpot is a synonym for win. Okay, so just to summarize, the correct phrase is you work your guts out. Work your guts out. What does it mean, Duk Nia? Work your guts out?
Like it works a lot, I think.
Yes, means to work really hard.
Yeah.
Means to work very hard. I worked my guts out studying for the test. Okay, a white elephant, remember, is something that is impressive and maybe expensive, but is really quite useless. Okay, someone gave you a present as a white elephant. What would you do with it? Cry your eyes out is an easy one, and hit the jackpot. Okay, we will do more of this sort of thing every lesson, just to get you familiar with colloquial English. Very useful when you're making conversation with English-speaking foreigners. All right, any questions about any of that? Just before we get off this, I'll talk to you just a little bit about guts. So remember I told you guts is the informal word for this part of your body. Okay, this is called your guts. There are many expressions in English which use the word guts. For example, I had a gut feeling about something, means that you have an instinct about something. I had a gut feeling it was going to rain today. means I thought it might rain today. So if you have a gut feeling about something, it means you have an instinct that something is going to happen or maybe not going to happen. Gut feeling is a very common expression. Someone who has guts is very brave. Someone who doesn't have any guts or doesn't show any guts is someone who is not brave, who is a coward. So a sentence might be, it took a lot of guts for him to go into the burning building to rescue the child. That took a lot of guts, means it took a lot of bravery. And there are more as well, but guts is actually quite a common word for English colloquial expressions. So again, someone who shows a lot of guts is brave. Someone who is gutless is not brave or a coward. And if you have a gut feeling about something, it means you have an instinct that something is going to happen or not going to happen. Gut feeling. And there are many more of those as well. But just remember, please, the word is pronounced guts, not guts. All right, let's look at today's test. We're going to be doing more of these word formation ones. So we're going to be starting at number 8. Actually, I don't think we did this last week. No, we didn't. We'll start at number 1. All right, number 1. Now I'll just check no one else has joined us for the class today. 5. Who's new that I haven't seen? Sorry, I'm just checking something here. Oh, no, that's fine. By the way, if you are late to class, sometimes I don't always see you join the class on Zoom. So please just either send me a message in chat or say, excuse me, teacher, I've joined the class. Okay, so I know. Sometimes I don't see until halfway through the class that someone is there. And if I don't see that you are there, then I can't include you in the class. All right. So this one, should be fairly obvious what you need to do here. You need to turn this word here into its correct form so that it fits the sentence. So I'll do number 1 for you. Detroit is renowned for the production of cars. Okay, so I turn produce into production. All right, for that sentence to make sense. So we're going to be doing down to number 9. All right, down to number 9. So please have a go at all of them. I won't ask you to read out all of them. Instead, I'm going to give you one each. Duknia.
Well, teacher, I can't see the questions.
You can't see the questions?
Yeah, we're still stuck on the first page, I think.
Are we? Okay, sorry. I'll try again. Thank you for telling me, Duknia. All right, can you see now, Duknia?
Yeah, we can.
Great, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, so sorry, I will start again. Probably what I was saying didn't make much sense. Okay, so number 1, all right, Detroit is renowned. Renowned, by the way, is a synonym for famous. All right, so Detroit is famous or renowned. The word, by the way, as you can see, is pronounced renowned, not re-owned. It is pronounced renowned. Detroit is renowned or famous for the production of cars. So I need to turn the word produce into production for that sentence to make sense. So, Duknia,
Yes.
you will be doing number
Okay.
2, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Kang Ling,
Yes.
number 3. Bao Ling, number 4. Viet An, number 5. Tra Mi, number 6. Phung Ni, 7. Anji, 8. And Jia Ling, you are 9. Okay, are you ready, Duknia? Number 2.
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you read the sentence, the whole
Yes.
sentence, please, including the word?
If you make a good impression at the interview, you will get the job.
Is correct. If you make a good impression at the interview, you will get the job. Kang Ling, number 3.
Teachings and medicines are more than occupied their professions.
Okay, so this word needs to turn into something different. Okay, needs to become a noun. Do you know what it is, Kang Ling?
To come to a noun.
Yeah, occupy. Okay, you need to turn it into the noun version of this word. Sorry?
Occupation.
Correct, almost correct. It needs to have an S on the end, okay? Because it's plural. And you know it's plural because teaching and medicine are 2 things, all right? So occupations must be plural because you are talking about more than one thing. So occupations is correct. All right, thank you, Kang Ling. Bao Ling, number 4.
My history teacher has a vast knowledge of past events.
Good, a vast knowledge of past events. So knowledge, everyone, knowledge. All right, is the correct word. Bao Ling, do you know what vast means, by the way? Bao Ling?
Can you my
Yeah.
English is too.
Okay. Can you tell me, Bao Ling, what vast means?
I think which is very big and extent.
Correct. Thank you, Bao Ling. Vast means something that's very big, very big. You could say, for example, the world is a vast place. Vast means very, very big. Thank you, Bao Ling. Viet An, number 5.
You are never too old to go to college. Gain some
Close. Qualify. Can you guess, Viet An?
Sorry, I can guess that.
Okay, the word is the noun version of this is qualification.
Oh,
okay, gain
yes.
some qualifications. Okay, qualifications means in this case gain some like certificate or pass some exams. Okay, they are what qualifications are. For example, a university degree is a qualification. A university degree is a qualification. A medical degree means you are qualified to be a doctor. A dental degree means you are qualified to be a dentist. So the noun version of qualify is qualifications. Qualifications. Okay, who's next? Try me.
My greatest achievement was graduating from the university.
Is correct. My greatest achievement was graduating from the university. Phung Ni.
The weatherman said there is a strong possibility of rain today.
Correct. The weatherman said there's a strong possibility of rain today. And just going back to the phrase I was talking to you about earlier, you could, if you were paraphrasing this, say the weatherman had a gut feeling there was going to be rain today. Does that make sense to you, Phung Ni?
Yeah.
The weatherman had a gut feeling there's going to be rain today. Okay, he means he thought it might rain. He felt it might rain. So everyone, possibility is number 7. Anji.
Number 8 is some old laws are no longer effective.
Correct. Some laws are no longer effective. And number 9, Jia Ling. Hello, Jia Ling. Jia Ling ơi. I think she's
Gia Linh ơi, bật mic Gia Linh.
I can't see her. This is her.
Yes.
She has dropped out. Okay,
Yeah.
I hope she comes back. Okay, number 9, Duk Nia.
She's coming back.
Oh, she's coming back now, is she? Okay, I'll just wait for her to come back.
Teacher nào Việt Anh ơi, Việt Anh ngẩng hộ bác cái mặt lên, toàn nhìn thấy mỗi cái chỏm tóc của con thôi. Thẳng cái mặt lên. Việt Anh. Sao lại mặt mũi thế nào mà nhìn thấy mỗi cái chỏm tóc theo ấy?
Okay, Jia Ling. Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, my network has problem.
That's okay. By the way, you say my network has a problem. All right. My network has a problem. All right. Number 9, Jia Ling.
Yes.
Can you read number 9, please?
Athens is famous for its ancient buildings.
Okay, good. Athens is famous for its ancient buildings. Famous is the correct form of the word. What does ancient mean, Jia Ling?
It's about old.
Correct. Okay, ancient means very, very old. Very, very old. It is a formal word for saying very, very old. Okay, that's very good, everyone. Well done. So we'll continue with those next week. Just good practice for your word formation. All right. What we're going to do now is continue with the writing task that we started last week. All right, Duk Nia, can you see this document?
Yeah, I can.
Great. All right, everyone. So remember, we started off writing this last week. We are doing the detail paragraphs. I know some of you have almost finished, but I will give the rest of you just a few minutes to catch up. All right. We are writing the detail paragraphs about what we can see in this graph. And remember, the detail paragraphs, because we are writing 2 of them, you need to say something about soccer, tennis, and golf in one paragraph, and rugby, athletics, and cricket in the other paragraph. So I will share the link with you now so that you can continue to finish the detail paragraphs. Then I will go through them with you. Kang Ling, I will explain it to you in just a moment. But first of all, I will share the link so everyone else can continue with the writing. Okay, so hopefully you can all see now in chat that I have shared the link. So as usual, please click on the link and finish writing in the document. Does anyone have any questions before I start explaining this to Kang Ling? Okay, please start writing. So, Kang Ling, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, Kang Ling. I won't get you to do this writing at the moment, but basically what we are doing here, are you familiar with the Ielts exam, Kang Ling?
A little.
Okay, so you probably remember then that writing task 1 in the Ielts is always writing about a graph or a table or a chart or a map of some kind. You have to write 150 words analyzing the chart, the table, or the map. Does this make sense so far?
Yes, I can understand.
Great. Okay, so what I am teaching you and the other students to do is always to use the acronym POT to guide your answer for writing task 1. So what I mean by POT is the first letter of POT, P, means in the first paragraph of your answer, you paraphrase what the graph is about. The second paragraph of your answer is an overview of what the graph is showing.
Okay.
Okay, so thinking of the word POT, it's an acronym for paraphrase, overview, and then the last part of your answer for writing task 1 is 2 detailed paragraphs. So that's what the T in the acronym stands for. So when I say to you POT, it means paraphrase, overview, and 2 detailed paragraphs. So you can see, for example, looking in this graph, what the other students have written as their paraphrase paragraph. So for example, what Tra Mi has written here, she says, this graph shows the number of people in thousands who regularly watch sporting events. And the information recorded is from people who are aged from 15 to 41 years old. Does that make sense?
Yes, okay.
Okay, all right. So that is her paraphrase paragraph. The next one is the overview paragraph. And I encourage or suggest to everyone that you start your overview paragraph always using these words. It can be clearly seen that. It can be, or overall, it can be clearly seen that. Okay, this is a very useful introduction to any paragraph 2 answer to writing task 1. You always start off like this. Overall, it can be clearly seen that, and an overview is simply a summary of what the main points of the graph are. Does that make sense, Kang Ling?
Yes.
All right. So again, for example, again, looking at what Tra Mi has written, she says, it can be clearly seen that people aged 41 plus watch sports the most. All right, which you can see straight away by looking at the graph. Okay, people aged 41 plus are the green column, and you can see straight away that they watch the most sports. They've got the most number of people watching all the different sports.
Okay, I understand it.
Okay, good. So what the students are doing now is the two detail paragraphs, or the T of pot. So with the two detail paragraphs, you just need to write in a little more detail about what is happening in this graph.
Okay.
Okay, so please feel free to do that now, Kangling, while I look at what some of the other students are doing. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Do you have any question, Kangling?
No.
All right. So if you just want to have a look at the graph and write down what you think are the main details of the graph. And for details, you need to be able to use some numbers in your answer.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Kangling. Please ask me if you have any questions. Okay, so has anybody finished? Anyone finished? Anji, you are almost finished, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so please let me know when you're finished, Anji, and we will go through it. Just while I think of it, you're finished. Great, thank you, Anji.
Yes.
Okay, be with you in just a moment. While I think of it, Bao Ling,
Yes.
can you please stay for a couple of minutes at the end of the lesson, please? Is that okay?
Yes, okay.
All right. Thank you, Bao Ling. Okay, Anji. All right, let's go. I will read, okay? Tennis was the most watched sport with approximately 100,000 spectators. This was closely followed by soccer, which had been observed by nearly 90,000 people. Conversely, compared to golf, only had about 65,000 people. Okay, Anji, when you use the word conversely, you can miss out compared to, all right? Conversely,
Yes.
takes the place of compared to. So I can delete all of this, all right? Now it makes sense. Conversely, golf only had about 65,000 people. Most of the viewers, sorry, Anji, does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you use conversely, you don't need to use compared to as well. Conversely takes the place of compared to. Most of the viewers of the three sports fell into the group in here. You just need another preposition, Anji, which is of, all right? Most of the viewers of the three sports, and this needs to be fell into, okay? Most of the viewers of the three sports fell into the group of people aged 41 plus. All right. And I'm sure you know this already, Anji, but conversely and on the contrary mean the same thing. Okay, so you can use either one. That's fine. So this should be in, Anji. In the least. So needs to be. Were you going to write another paragraph, Anji, or have you finished both paragraphs?
I just write soccer, golf, and
Right. Okay.
tennis.
Okay. I'm just wondering if your first paragraph is maybe a little bit long. Doesn't matter, Anji. So please, so everything is correct now. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Can you please write your next paragraph? Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Has anyone else finished the first paragraph? Duknia, I can't see any writing from you.
I'm writing a draft on my Words document, and I will copy it and paste it later on this. Yeah.
Okay,
On-
good. Okay, good English, Duknia, by the way. You explained that perfectly correctly. Every word was correct. Well done. Remember, if this was an exam, you would have less than 10 minutes to write both paragraphs, by the way. Maybe about 6 or 7 minutes to write 2 paragraphs. So you haven't got much time to think about this. Okay, Viet An. Hello,
Yes.
Viet An. Okay, Viet An. So the best way to start off, okay, is the way you've started your sentence here.
Yeah.
Okay, people aged between 15 to 25 watch tennis the least, and they did not watch golf. Okay, that sentence is correct, Viet An. That's very good. So this is the easiest way to start off any paragraph like that. Just go straight into something like people aged between 15 to 25 did something, all right? Or look at another age category if you want. But as you can see from what the others have done here, it is the correct way to start, just by looking at what people are doing in detail, okay? And you can get an idea from the title of the graph. The title of the graph is People Who Regularly Watch Sporting Events. So you can start your detailed paragraph by saying people aged between 15, 25, 26 to 40 did something. So that is the easiest way to start any answer to this sort of question. Does that make sense, Viet An?
Yes.
Okay, so this sentence is correct. That's good. So please do another one. Same sort of sentence, Viet An, but looking at a different sport or different age group. Mrs. Har, I'm just working out who is not here today. So I can't see Nok 2. Or Tang.
Yes, okay, I see. Ngọc Tú.
Yeah, I can't see Nok Tu or Tang.
No, Thắng is no, only Phương Linh, because Phương Linh today she is in the military base for 9
she?
days. Yes. And okay, let me call the Ngọc Tu. I text to Ngọc Tu. I don't know. Maybe he was dropped.
Right. And Fung Ling is missing, is she?
Yes.
Actually, I haven't seen her for a couple of weeks.
Yes, 2 weeks already.
Yeah. All right, everyone, we're going to finish this in a couple of minutes because I want to get on to the speaking. Okay, try me. I will start with you.
Yes.
Okay, try me. I'm just looking at your answer here. Watching tennis and golf was most popular with viewers age 41 plus, about 90,000 people. That is correct. Soccer and cricket reached less. Probably best to put the word people in there. Try me.
Yes.
In here, okay? Just to be absolutely sure. And it makes the sentence more correct as well. Soccer and cricket reached less people than the previous 2 sports. Approximately 85,000 viewers aged 41 plus. Without me looking at the graph, Trami, is that correct for both sports? 85?
Yes, I think it's about 85.
Or for both sports, for people aged 41 plus? Actually, I'll have a look. Soccer and cricket, 85.
Yeah. Ngọc Tú, he is absent.
He's absent. Okay, thank
Yeah.
you, Mrs. Ha. Oh, I see what you've done, Trami. You've added the figures together, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Đức Nghĩa rồi sao Đức Nghĩa viết chậm thế nhỉ? Không.
Con viết draft ra một cái Word riêng rồi tí nữa con paste vào.
Dán vào. Ok.
I think probably best not to do that, Trami.
Yes.
Not to add them together. Okay, I think it is probably better to say that around 42,000 people from this age group also watch cricket and 33,000 watch soccer.
Yes.
Something like that. So it's better to split them up rather than add them together. All right, and that's all you need to do. That's all the detail you need to do.
Yes.
And the only other thing I'll correct at this stage, conversely, rugby and athletics, It's not were, Trami. What should it be? Not were, but
Was.
no. Short word. Begins with H. Begins with H.
Have. A had.
Correct. Had. Okay. Had the least figures. Okay. Who are we looking at next? Baoling. Hello, Baoling. Can you hear me, Baoling?
Can you hear me?
I can now. Okay. All right. So just looking at your answer, okay. Tennis had the most watchers aged from 41 plus among the three sports. Tennis, golf, and cricket about, yeah, it's better. Thank you. About 48,000 people. Right. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. About 8,000 people, you need to say something like this. Tennis had the most watchers aged from 41 plus among the three sports. Probably take this out, darling, because you name the three sports, okay? All right, that is better. All right, you don't need to say the sports and then name the sports as well. Just do one or the other. Conversely, those aged from 15 to 25 years old watched tennis the least and soccer the most. Hmm. 25,000 people watched which one, Baoling, tennis or soccer?
Soccer.
Okay, probably need to say otherwise the way you have structured the sentence, okay, it could be 25,000. The way you have written it could belong either to tennis or soccer, okay? So you just need to be a little bit clearer about what sport the 25,000 people are watching. Conversely, those aged from 15 to 25 years old watch tennis the least. Okay, that next sentence is okay, Baoling?
Yes.
All right, so are you now going to start, is this going to be your second paragraph? On the contrary,
Yes.
because I think your first paragraph now is long enough. All right, these paragraphs don't have to be long, only 2 or 3 sentences. So you already have 3 sentences. That is long enough. All right, so your next sentence should be your second paragraph. Okay. Any questions, Baoling?
No, thank you.
All right. Okay, Fung Ni, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, Fung Ni. People aged from 41 plus watch soccer, tennis, and golf the most. People aged from 15 to 25 watched You need to say watched the least sport, okay? And didn't watch golf. All right, Phung Ni, does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Instead of saying, okay, I will take this out. This is a more clearer way of saying this. Okay. All I need to do is this. This group also watched soccer more than tennis. Okay, so I can take the first soccer and tennis off the start of the sentence. Okay, because you repeat it here. So all I need to say is this age group also watched soccer more than tennis. All right, and the short way of writing this sentence, Phung Ni, okay. Take the full stop out here. And I can take all of this out. And use this word here, respectively. All right, so it makes it much shorter and simpler and clearer as well. So when you use the word respectively, have you seen this before, Phung Ni? It means that if you say respectively, it means 26,000 watch the soccer and 15,000 watch the tennis. So in other words, the first figure you quote goes with the first sport you mention, and the second figure goes with the second sport. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When you use the word respectively, okay? So that's a good way that sums up. It's a much shorter way of writing everything that you wrote before, okay? I can take out all those words just by then putting in the word respectively. People aged 26 to 40 watched tennis the most, about 32,000 people. Conversely, golf had the least people in this age group. Only about 27,000. Okay, that's fine now, Phung Ni. Any questions?
No.
All right. What I'm going to do, because I do want to get on to the speaking, so everyone stop. You can stop writing now. I will correct what you have written so far during the week, okay? And I will show it to you next week. So I will finish correcting what you have written so far during the week, and next week I will show it to you because I want to get on to the speaking now. But before I finish this, does anyone have any questions?
Ok, các con nên dừng viết lại để cho mình chuyển sang phần học nói đã nhá. Xong trong tuần thầy sẽ chữa lại bài cho các con. Bạn nào tranh thủ viết thì viết nốt, hoặc là nếu không thì mình vẫn có cái link ở đây đúng không? Lưu cái link lại, xong sau đó thì trong tuần mình muốn correct thì đấy mình vẫn viết thì viết lại, tranh thủ sau khi buổi học này viết luôn đi. Xong là trong chiều thầy còn dạy một lớp nữa, rồi sau đó thầy sẽ chữa lại bài cho các con, tuần sau mình sẽ nói tiếp về phần đó. Ok.
In fact, Mrs. Ha, can I get them to finish it as homework, please?
Yes, of course.
Okay, can you tell them that, please?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right, everyone. So can you please, if you haven't finished both detailed paragraphs, can you please finish it as homework for this week? And once you have completed it, I will correct it and we can quickly look at it next week. Okay, so can you please finish your 2 detailed paragraphs as homework? And again, as I said before, you shouldn't have to spend that much time on this. In the exam, you would only have about 7-8 minutes to write both paragraphs in the exam. So this shouldn't take you very long. So you don't need to spend, I know a lot of you are busy with schoolwork already, so you don't need to spend a lot of time on that. So can you please finish both detailed paragraphs? I will correct it before our next lesson, and next lesson I will share it with you. All right, for the rest of this lesson, we're now going to do some speaking. And we will continue with the speaking also in the next lesson. So, Viet An. Viet An.
Yes.
Việt Anh ơi, bật lên con. Okay.
Yeah, okay, Viet An. Can you please read this speaking exercise paragraph for me, please?
Tell me about a favorite object or thing, electronic device, clothes, jewelry, features, what is it, and what is it, and why is it a favorite? When you got it, what do you do with it? Are there any stories associated with it?
Okay, not bad. Not bad, Viet An. I just correct a couple of your pronunciations. So this one here is pronounced clothes. Okay, not clothes. It's pronounced clothes. Can you say that, please, Viet An?
Clothes.
Clothes, good, clothes. So the E is silent. So it's clothes. This one here is pronounced jewelry. Jewelry. Can you say that, Viet An? Yeah, jewelry, jewelry, jewelry. So the W is silent. So it's just jewelry, jewelry, jewelry. Okay, what is it and why is it a favorite? And the other word, this one here, Viet An, is associated. Can you say that, please?
Associated.
Good, associated. Okay, are there any stories associated or connected? Associated and connected are synonyms. Are there any stories associated or connected with it? So what I want you to do, everyone, is you're going to prepare and give me a short talk about a favorite object or thing that you have. All right, can be, for example, one of these things or anything else. And by the way, remember this word here, this is pronounced etc. ETC is the abbreviation, etc. And it means and so on, and so on. So it is pronounced, whenever you see that written down and you need to read it aloud, you say etc. etc. So, as always with these talks, the easiest way to start is by saying, I'm going to tell you about. I'm going to tell you about. I'm going to tell you about what I did last night. I'm going to tell you about my favorite person, or in this case, for this exercise, I'm going to tell you about one of my favorite possessions, or things, or objects. But the easiest way to start off any talk is to say, I'm going to tell you about. It is, of course, not the only way you can start a talk. There are other ways, but for the purposes of an exam and to keep it simple, if you are not too sure about this, just remember this as the way to introduce any talk you are going to give. I'm going to tell you about. I'm going to tell you about. I'm going to tell you about what I'm going to have for lunch. All right, and the other thing, I don't think I've mentioned this for a while, but I always emphasize it, as part of your preparation for the talk, always write down your last sentence. So remember, in the Ielts test, you will be given 1 minute preparation time to do your talk. In that 1 minute preparation time, you are allowed to write notes on a piece of paper. all right? Things that will help you give the talk, and you're allowed to look at the notes. One of the things you should always write down is your last sentence, because having a clean and tidy end to your speech will make the whole speech sound much better, even if maybe you made some mistakes during the speech. It will make the whole speech sound better if you have a clean and tidy and definite conclusion. Trust me on this, it works. So one of the things you should always do during your preparation is write down your last sentence. Then, for example, even if you are partway through your talk and you know you are coming up to 2 minutes, but you are not exactly sure how to finish, all you do is you look at your piece of paper, you've got your notes on, and you can just read your last sentence. And that's why my laptop is my favorite possession, or whatever it is. All right, and again, I say that will make your whole speech sound much better. So what I'm going you to do now is just to spend a minute, okay? Obviously, think about what you're going to write about and then write down some notes. Then I'm going to come around between now and the end of the lesson and ask each of you what you have written for your notes. Next week, we will do the talk. All right, so please take 1 minute now. Decide, of course, what you are going to write about. Write 2 or 3 notes or words or phrases to help you structure your talk, and write down your last sentence. So I'm going to get you to tell me that. Okay, so you have a minute to do this. Rami, I'm going to start with you, okay, in 1 minute. So it's going to be Trami, Phungni, Anji, Jialing, Duknia, Kangling, Baoling, and Viet An. That is the order which I'm going to ask you. All right, 30 more seconds, Trami. So please remember, I don't want you to give me the speech now. I just want to hear what your topic is going to be and what your notes are and your last sentence. All right, Trami, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, Trami, what is your favorite thing it's going to be?
I think I am going to talk about the smartphone.
Okay, and what sorts of things are you going to talk about the smartphone?
Is where when I got this smartphone, how often I use it.
Yes.
And the the pros and cons about this mobile phone.
Very good. Okay, so pros and cons.
Pros and cons.
Pros and cons. Very good, Trami. That is the correct phrase. Good. Pros and cons. Excellent. That's very good. And what is your last sentence going to be?
Conclude, smartphone is the most useful gadget for me.
Very good. Excellent last sentence. All right. And just correcting your pronunciation, gadget. Gadget.
Gadget.
Gadget. G-A-D-G-E-T. So it is gadget. Yes. Gadget. Gadget. All right. That's excellent, Trami. Very good. Okay. Let's see what the others are doing. Phong Ni.
Yeah.
Okay, Phong Ni, what is your favorite object?
Going to tell about my laptop.
Your laptop, okay. And what are you going to tell me about your laptop?
I will talk when I got it and what things laptop helped me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what is your last sentence going to be?
I think the laptop helped me a lot and I really like it.
Okay. The laptop helps me a lot and I really like it. Okay. That's okay. All right. So you're going to need, if we're going to be talking for, actually, that's a point. I didn't actually say at the beginning how long I need you to talk for. So you're going to be talking for 2 minutes. All right. 2 minutes for this. So you're going to need a few more things to talk about, Phong Ni. So you said to me you're going to talk about when you got it, all right, which won't take very long. You're going to talk about the sort of things you use it for. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What else can you think of to tell me about your laptop? Can you think of anything else now?
No.
Con làm thế nào con phải nghĩ, con nói liên tục trong 2 phút liền, không dừng xuống, không dừng lại, không cần để cho ai hỏi câu gì cả. Nói liên tục trong 2 phút. Đấy là cái bài thi của mình đó. Ok.
So, for example, Phong Ni, you could talk about should everyone at primary school be able to use a laptop or not? You might be able to mention that sort of thing. Okay, this is just my suggestion. You don't have to do this, Phong Ni, but this is the sort of thing. If you have 2 minutes to talk about a laptop, you can talk about something like that, for example. Okay? All right. So Phong Ni is going to do the laptop. Try me the cell phone. Anji.
Yes.
Okay, Anji, what are you going to talk about?
I'm going to talk about my phone.
Okay, your cell phone.
Yes.
All right, and what sort of thing are you going to talk about?
I'm going to talk about a story about it. And when I was using it for Google Maps and
Good.
playing games.
All right, good. So
relax.
Good. So you have some examples. That's great. And what is your last sentence?
My last sentence is it was totally indispensable phone for me. It was handy, portable, so I can bring it everywhere.
Okay, that sounds like 2 sentences, Anji.
Yes.
Okay, I think a better last sentence, okay, I will correct this now, is my smartphone is indispensable to me. Okay?
Yes.
All right, or that is why my smartphone is indispensable to me. Okay, so your last sentence doesn't have to be long. Okay, it can be quite short, but needs to sound like an ending. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, that's why my smartphone is indispensable to me. Okay, very simple, okay, very effective, and sounds like the end of a story. All right. Okay, Xialing.
Yes.
All right, Xialing, what are you going to talk about?
Is smartphone.
Okay. Smartphone seems to be everyone's favorite possession.
Yes.
All right, Xialing, what are you going to tell me about your smartphone?
First is when I got it.
Yep.
Second is why I like it.
Yes.
Third, who bought me the iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
And
All right.
the last one is how often I use iPhone.
Okay. And also you're going to need, because remember, this has to be 2 minutes long. Okay.
Yes.
Which is a little while. So obviously you're going to have to think of some examples as to what you use it for.
Yes.
Okay, and what maybe some of your favorite apps are, or the sort of maybe websites you use it to look at.
Yeah.
And what is your last sentence going to be?
In conclusion, smartphone is very important for me, and I can't stand it without a smartphone when I hang out.
Okay, so again, it's a very long last sentence. Okay, that sounds like 2 sentences to me. So can we please cut that in half, Xiaoling? So what is the last part of your sentence? What did you say to me?
I can't stand it without smartphone.
I can't stand to be without my smartphone.
Yes.
Okay, that is a good last sentence. All right, nice and short. All right, doesn't have to be long. Okay, I can't stand to be without my cell phone or my smartphone. All right.
Yes.
Does that make sense, Xiaoling?
Yes, I understand.
So your last sentence just has to be something short, but makes it sound like a good end to your story.
Yes.
Okay, good. Duk Nia. Hello, Duk Nia.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Duk Nia, what is your subject?
I'll be talking about my shoe collections. So,
Shoe collection, excellent.
yeah.
Someone who is not talking about their smartphone. That's great. Thank you, Duk Nia.
First, I want to talk about how do I collect my shoes and how I have the money to do it. And secondly, I will talk about why do I start cat collection, and why do I have interest in shoes.
Okay, that's great. Perfect.
Yeah.
And what's your last sentence going to be?
My last sentence is my shoe collection will forever be my best collections. Will forever be my best possessions that I have, and I will be improving it in the future. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good, Duk Nia. Okay, pretty good. My shoe collection will always be my favorite possession, and I look forward to adding to it in the future. Is that right? Did I paraphrase that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So that's good, Duk Nia. Excellent. Thank you. Kang Ling.
Yes.
Okay, what are you going to tell me about?
I'm going to tell you about my laptop.
Laptop, okay. What sort of things are you going to tell me about?
I will talk to you about my laptop. For example, I can use for my educations.
Sure.
Just relaxing, like watching movie or listen to music.
Great, good. Okay, and what is your last sentence going to be?
My last sentence I consider to be the most educative and useful electronic device that I have had used so far.
Okay, good. Sounds good, Kang Ling. That's great. Thank you. Okay, Bao Ling.
I will talk about the calculator.
Sorry, I didn't hear that, Bao Ling. Sorry, what was that?
I'm going to talk about the calculator.
Still can't hear Bao Ling. Sorry, the connection's not very good.
I'm going to talk about the calculator.
Calculator. Is that right? Calculator? Okay. All right.
First, I will we talk when I get it, and the function of the calculator and why it's useful, and it's portable and compact.
Okay. Okay, good. And your last sentence?
My last sentence is, it is one of the most important school supplies for students.
Okay, sounds good. A nice short and concise sentence. That's good, Bao-Ling. Okay, thank you. All right. Viet An.
Yes.
What are you going to talk about, Viet An?
Thì anh ơi nói đi.
Nên là con không nghĩ ra được cái gì.
Ô hay nhở. Thế thì lúc đi thi thì làm thế nào con thằng bé này? Bây giờ phải và gạch nó ra, rồi gạch đầu dòng ra lớp 10, lớp cấp 3 có phải là con bé đâu. Okay, just keep him please, teacher, and call another two student. Giờ con nghĩ xong. He can talk later. Okay.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, here's the last one. That's fine. I've done everyone. Thank you, Mrs. Ha. Yeah, here is the last one.
Nào, thế bây giờ con gọi ý ra, sorry teacher. Giờ phải gọi ý ra tất cả các bạn đều nói được một cái vật gì đấy mà mình yêu thích. Thì con có thể sao con nói được nhỉ? Favorite things của con là cái gì? Thậm chí là cái điện thoại giống như các bạn đã nói, con không tập trung đúng không? Okay, teacher.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. Ha. All right. I'll talk to you next week about that, Viet An. Thank you. Okay, everyone, that is the end of the lesson for today. Just a quick summary before we go. Okay, our fun phrase of the week is out of the woods, all right, or not out of the woods. Remember, if you are in the woods, it means you are having difficulty or problem with something. And the example is the nation's economy is not out of the woods yet. It means the nation's economy still has some problem. Okay, and remember, you work your guts out. Means you're very busy. A white elephant is something that is expensive and impressive, but useless. Cry your eyes out and you hit the jackpot. Means you win a prize. Okay, and that prize can mean anything. Doesn't have to be a money prize, can be something like, you do well in your exam. I hit the jackpot. Okay, so just a reminder before we go. So your homework for this week is to finish those 2 detailed paragraphs. I will correct them for you before the lesson, and we can look at them at the beginning of next week's lesson. And also next week, we're going to continue with speaking. We're going to have some speaking practice. Are there any questions before we go? All right. Thank you, everybody. Trami, what are you doing for the rest of today?
I would take a nap.
Okay. Kang Ling, what are you doing for the rest of the afternoon?
Maybe I will go to my grandparents' house.
Okay, good. I hope you have a nice visit with them. Duk Nia, are you doing something with your shoe collection this afternoon?
What? I don't know. I might clean something. I might clean some.
Okay, you
Yeah.
might clean some. Okay, and finally, Anji, what are you doing for the rest of today?
I have a class this afternoon, so I had to.
Oh, do you? What class?
It's a math class.
Okay, well, good luck with that. Okay, I hope it's not too stressful. Okay, so Bao Ling, if you can stay, please, just for a couple of minutes. I hope the rest of you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope you have a good week at school, that you're not too busy. Look after yourselves, stay warm, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Okay,
bye bye.
Bảo Linh ngồi lại một lúc này.
Okay, Bao Ling, can you hear me?
Tóc đẹp thế. Tóc mới đẹp thế.
Để mới đâu bác, nó đang dài một tí thôi.
Xinh lắm, ok. Yeah.
Okay, Barling. So what I'm doing with all the students, each of you in turn, I just want to ask you a few questions about your feelings about the lessons, okay? So first one, Barling, is are the lessons suitable for you?
It's suitable, so
Con nói to lên, nói to lên. Thế
yes,
đang hỏi bài dạy của thầy có phù hợp với con không? Có cần phải điều chỉnh tốt, nó dễ hơn hay khó hơn không?
yes, it's suitable for me. Help me improve some of my
Okay.
language.
All right, good. Are you learning what you want to learn?
Yes, I want to learn about writing a paragraph. So you help me a lot about doing this.
Okay, that's good. All right. Is there anything that you would like to see included in the lesson? Is there anything we are not doing that you would like to practice?
No, I don't. I think it's completely enough.
Okay, all right. So I want you to think about this class is a bit like your second family, Barling. Okay,
Yes.
so I want you to feel free to share with me if you have any questions about anything that we are studying, or any questions maybe about anything we are not studying. If there, for example, is something to do with a particular sort of writing or style of writing, or anything to do with English language, please feel free to ask me, okay? Because like I say, I want you to think of this is like a little family for all of us at this time, where we can all practice speaking English together, and also a good chance for you to learn. That's why I'm doing some of the informal and colloquial things. I will teach you English that maybe you won't learn during your school day. Does that make sense? Okay, so I just want to make sure that you feel you are welcome and that you are learning what you want to learn, Balin. Okay.
Okay, the signal is weak.
The signal is weak. Okay, Barling. All right. So in summary, I just want to make sure you are happy, Barling. Are you happy?
Yes, you are one of the teacher I like most, because you have a soft voice and teach me
very well.
Your teaching. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Barling. That's very kind of you. So remember, Barling, anytime you have any question, please ask me, okay? Please feel free to ask. All right, thank you, Barling. Okay, what are you having for lunch?
Maybe rice. My mom is cooking.
Great. I hope it's delicious. All right, have a good week, Barling. I'll see you next week.
Okay, chào con, bye bye con nhé. Bye bye con.
Bye teacher. Chào bác.
Chào con.
Bye bye.